is important without having to type. Like I said, by now you should have clicked start recording. The note taker you should see have joined. You probably see an image. It says this call is being recorded. And so let's jump into how to use Fathom while you're on a call. So let's imagine you and I are having a conversation. I'm one of your customers, and I say something that's particularly noteworthy or interesting. You want to share it with your team. You may want to use it for your notes.
Estamos hablando y te digo algo que es interesante.
So by clicking that, you're telling Fathom, hey, this is an interesting part of the meeting. Fathom is going to highlight it, which means we're going to not only record and transcribe it, we're also going to make it a shareable video clip and summarize it. And I'll show you that in a second. Now, normally when you're on a Zoom call, Fathom is smart and it'll listen for when I stop talking, when you start talking, and automatically end that highlight. But since this is kind of a fake environment where I'm just going to constantly be talking, not give you a word in edgewise, go ahead and hit the end highlight button to go ahead and end this highlight. Great. Now that you've ended the highlight, you'll see that you're back to being able to highlight something new. You also see now that it should say generating summary. So Fathom is now generating a summary of what was said during that highlight. It takes about 10 to 15 seconds to generate that summary. Now you can type a note there. You'll see that you want to put in a word or two to remember what that highlight was about. You can. Fathom will also got your back and will automatically summarize that section for you. While we wait for the summary, let's go ahead and click the little more underneath the highlight. And what you'll see when you click more is you'll see the kind of drawer expand, and there's a bunch more kind of annotation options at your fingertips with Fathom. I want to call out a few of these. Go ahead and click on action item. So unlike highlight, which is trying to basically come up with a video clip, anytime you hear an action item, you can just click action item. Go ahead and click bookmark. Works similarly. We're just going to tag that moment in time. And then again, use Fathom's kind of AI to summarize the action item that we heard, or bookmark this part of the call. Bookmarks are interesting in that they are often used, say I have a call with an agenda and maybe I want to flag the beginning of each topic, right? Hey, we're going to start talking about topic X. Great. I might click a bookmark to mark the beginning of a back and forth conversation, as opposed to a highlight, which may be just, one specific answer that I want to capture. And again, you'll notice that both of these will generate summaries. And then the last piece is you'll see a bunch of colored buttons below that. Those are basically customized highlights. And so we've loaded you out with a few common ones we hear from folks, to capture product feedback, or being able to capture kind of positive moments that you want to share with the team. But you can click the customize button anytime and change those up so that they work for whatever your kind of workflow is. So that's basically it, right? So the idea is to get on the Fathom call, get Fathom into the call, get it to start recording, and whenever you hear something, instead of typing something out or writing something on a scratch pad, you just click a button in Fathom that'll highlight it. So go ahead now and click, basically end this call. And once you do, you'll be able to quickly jump into viewing the recording, and I'll talk to you more about the recording page when we get onto that side. Cool. See you there.
Vale, esto es para ver la grabación, 3% de tiempo que he hablado, monólogos 0, yay, has completado tu llamada de prueba con Fathom. Enviar feedback. Vale, llamada terminada. Nice. Qué bueno. Al conectar Fathom a Zoom, la grabación y transcripción, la calidad de tu transcripción y grabación ha mejorado y has ganado otros 5 puntos más. ¿Vale? Recibe tus puntos y continúa con el tutorial.
Okay, welcome back. You're now what we call the call recording view.
Bienvenido de
You can
vuelta.
see there's a lot of stuff here, right? So obviously we have the video of the call user.
Tenemos el vídeo,
We also have the transcript. You can kind of scroll
tenemos
through, you can
la
also search
transcripción.
to find keywords, the important moments. And then on the whole right-hand side, we have all the good stuff, which is your annotations,
Y a
your
la
highlights,
derecha
your action
tienes
items, your
tus
bookmarks,
anotaciones,
a lot of detect questions, a whole bunch of cool stuff that helps you kind of get to the important parts of the meeting. So a few things to call out here that I think that are probably the most valuable pieces of this view. One is if you look at the annotations on the right, so you've seen the highlight that I asked you to create while we were on the call. If you go click on that,
esta es la highlight que creamos.
directly that section. You can also edit basically the summary text, right? So if you want to maybe clean it up and be like, write a more concise version of like, here's what this portion of the call is about, you can click and edit that text. One thing that gets used a lot is if you go over to your highlight and then look, you'll see like little three dots. Clicking that, everything you have to write of it, you'll hover over that. You'll see the option to delete it, download it as an MP4, or get it shared. Share links are really good at shareable. So if you're on a call and you hear something and there's this highlight and you want to share it with your team, you want to email it to your boss or drop it to a Slack channel, copy that share link and just paste it in any of those places. Anyone, they don't have to get that in user, can like watch that portion and only that portion of your call. Other thing I call attention to is there's a button at the top that says copy summary. And you hover over the icon, you can get this summary in either Google Doc format, Notion format, Microsoft Word,
summary.
And so this is an automated summary of all your annotations for the call. Kind of like an auto-generate notes for the call. So that's very cool. One other thing to note is, we may have something on the call that was important that you wanted to bookmark or that you wanted to highlight, but you missed it. No worries. You can do that from here as well. So on the transcript view off to the left, if you hover over any block in the transcript, you'll see a little plus icon. You hover over that, you'll see the opportunity to create any of those annotations that you could during the call, after the call. So if you miss something on the call, no worries, you can add it here. If you want to change something, if you want to change the link to the highlight, you can drag into the highlight. You can delete highlights. So you have full control here. The idea with Fathom is we realize we want to give you the tools to annotate when things are happening, so you don't have to go back and do a bunch of work after the call, but you can also have full control after the call as well. Last thing I'll leave you with, if you're using a CRM, I highly recommend our CRM integrations. And so we've got integrations now with Salesforce, HubSpot, and closed CRMs. What that will do is when you have them enabled, there should be a little icon prompting you to connect them. It will automatically log any meeting to the right contacts and opportunities and deals. And it will also take that summary, the same kind of summary you can get in Google Docs, automatically put that summary into the content of those meetings and those CRMs. So this, we find a really killer feature for folks that want to automate that post-call data entry. So that's Fathom. If you have any questions about the product, how to use it at all, we have a whole team standing by, happy to answer any questions, happy to jump on a call with you. There's a little help icon at the top. You can just type in your message. Anything that you have any questions about, we'd love to hear it, or any product feedback, we'd love to hear that too. We want to make this the best product you've ever used. So thanks again for giving us a shot, and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Vale, pues vamos a Google. Y vamos a Google. Vale, y vamos a un documento. No. Okay. Vamos a ir al final del todo. Y vamos a ver qué ha copiado. Se ha copiado. Este zoom no había copiado mucho. Vale. Entonces vamos a ir al inicio. Vamos a ver. Abrimos una pestaña nueva. Y vamos a añadir FATHOM. Un transcribe. Y lo vamos a copiar. El código de invitación. Y vamos a copiarlo aquí. Bien. Mi código de invitación para FATHOM. Vale, pues vamos a dejar de grabar y de compartir. Y vamos a salir.